Yeah, I'm sure you see plenty of scripts, coming your way. How was it that this one came across your desk and you decided, this is the one I want to do for, my first sole directing, project?
Well, Michelle Weissler brought it to me. She's a pretty strong film, and she's brought me some projects over the years. She told me about it, and I thought it sounded great, so I gave it a read. And at first it was a little sentimental, so we worked on it to try and take some of that out so that it would appeal to Clint a little bit more, and showed it to him, and he loved it. The story struck me as just a really classic, simple, straightforward story that I thought would be a great project to start with, because it didn't. I could focus on the story and the actors and not get bogged down in sort of the technical stuff and the visual effects and everything else. It was just kind of.
So how did you convince Mr. Eastwood to step in front of the camera again? It's been 4 years since Gran Torino. He said that was going to be it. Yeah. How was it that you convinced him to change his mind on that?
Well, it didn't take that much convincing. I think really the reason he doesn't expect to work is because there's not that many roles that come in for an 80-year-old man, and he doesn't feel like playing a younger guy. He wants to do something that is believable and within the realm of possibility. So this particular role came in, and it seemed suited to him, and he liked it, and I think he was also being generous.
Was there ever a sense that he was looking over your shoulder at times, or did he just kind of leave you alone and do your thing? Or
real concern that directing is second nature to him, and he would just take over if he sensed a moment of hesitation. So I was very sure to be well prepared, and had all my shot lists in mind, and my the blocking. I saw the film in my head when I read it, and I just set out to make it that way. And he made some suggestions along the way. Some of them I took, some of them I didn't.
I read in another interview that Amy Adams was a bit intimidated at first. How long did it take her to get over that?
In any movie that we do, the younger folks, I think, have a little, have to deal with a sense of intimidation when they first step foot on the set with Clint Eastwood. But he's a very down-to-earth guy that makes people feel comfortable right away. And in Amy's case, she got sort of the toughest scene out of the way on the first day she shot with him. So once she sort of broke through that, I think she was able to relax and make it through the rest of the film all right.
Well, she's great. They're great together. I really bought that they were father and daughter. It really came across.
Yeah, I was thrilled to get her for the role, because I felt like she had she could stand up to Clint on screen.
You correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming this is the first time that you had to really work with actors directly, as the main director. What did you find was the most difficult part as far as dealing with, I'm assuming, various methods? I'm sure that Mr. Eastwood approaches things differently than the younger. Was that difficult at all for you?
It didn't. It was pretty easy on this film. I got lucky because everybody was so terrific, but that is the challenge, is to balance all the different approaches and the different speeds with which people work. Amy came in, and she knew exactly what she was doing and needed very little help, and that was, but at the same time she's very accommodating to any changes I asked for. Clint needs a little more time to warm up, just with the dialogue and so forth. And then Justin, on the other hand, is a guy who likes to experiment and try all sorts of different things each time. So it's just a matter of getting them all in sync.